Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor. Well, absolutely no one. Feel bad and give us money. Anyhow, moving straight into it today. Today we're going to be talking about a movie that's been out for not all too long, maybe a year or so. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You can currently find this one on the Disney Plus assesses, and of course we are talking about the one and only Free Guy. So, Free Guy, available on Disney Plus assesses. What can be said about this one? Well, let's knock out the actors first and foremost, man. The actors, you got Ryan Reynolds. He's going to be that sexy man beast that packs him in to kind of see it and whatnot. So you're pretty good off of that. Then you can, just pay everyone else like $1 or something to show up on set. And you got your cast and you got Ryan Reynolds. That's all fine and good, man. Music, yeah, sure, it's got music. That's all fine and good, too. Where this one really takes and has issue, though, is going to be in its, inherent universe that it's centered and built around, which is in the game, that this one kind of takes place in and whatnot. So, Free City or something like that. It doesn't matter. But, man, this one definitely takes, big issue in the viewers, or in at least our mind and whatnot, because it doesn't have a centered idea or a centered game type that this one takes place or part in, man. It's almost like an amalgamation of a bunch of different genres that are thrown into one, and instead of being focused on the type of gameplay that it is, whether it's a first-person shooter or a third-person action adventure or a movie where or game type in theory, where you're going around getting collectibles or whatever, which definitely pop up later on in the movie when someone has to go around and start collecting collectibles and whatnot. Don't want to give away spoilers or anything, but they don't have an established game type that this movie in the game universe is based around. It's kind of like everything thrown in there, and what that does is it really detracts from what the movie should be at its core. And they have the lingo in there, which is really good, that you can kind of pick apart, and really for the gamer and all of us, can kind of understand and be like, oh, okay, look, they're using terminology that gamers use, so they obviously know what they're doing. But it's almost like folks that play Candy Crush were like, okay, let's write the script now. Hold on, I'm on level 33. I'll put this down, and this happens, and look, there's this. Well, you just took like 4 different types of games and packed them into one, and that does not work, as far as what it is. Mix that with some, kind of coding on the fly, making this happen or whatever at a moment's notice or whatever, and take place without a update or anything in a live service game. There is some abundance of absurdity and whatnot, and kind of, even though it's in the, far-fetched realm of imagination, it is immersion breaking for what it is. If this movie, Free Guy, had established a game type and stuck with it, and even took a few liberties with it, that would be one thing. But instead, they took a game idea such as open world, and they threw everything at it and such. So you got about 6 different subgenres that are spearing in to a main, kind of genre. And man, it just misses the mark because it just adds too much unnecessity, in its kind of, portrayal across to the person watching it and such. At least in our opinion. Who are we? No one cares except you. Thanks, Ma. Anyhow, Free Guy, it ends up being a mediocre to okay watch once you get to the end of it. There is some good, there is some jokes, there is some, stuff that you'll take away and be like, oh, wow, that aspect of this was pretty decent. But when it comes down to its, inevitable finality and whatnot, it really is just mediocre to okay. And when you put it against other movies that take place in a kind of a gaming universe, such as like Ready Player One, well, that movie kicks the shit out of this one, and that's because they have more of a core idea at its center than this one has. And, as much as, we dig Ryan Reynolds and everything like that, this one went from being a potential, big time franchise, which you could in theory do multiple movies out of and such, to a one-stop shop, quick trying to get a buck or whatever. And they really miss the mark in a lot of areas. So it's mediocre to okay. Watch it, don't watch it. We don't care. Do whatever you feel like. Mainly, you should feel like giving us money. But yeah, there's some inherent issues with this one, man. And the few jokes that you'll get out of it, and everything aside, man, it really is lacking in the decisions that are made by people in the real world and such. Really not an accurate portrayal of how we would think any of that would go down. But oh well, who cares? It doesn't matter. Free Guy, what can be said about this one? Well, it gets a good old fashioned M for mediocre, because that's about all it is mediocre. So watch it, don't watch it, we don't care. Do whatever you feel like. Have a good one, you probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.